It's funny actually because I've been listening to loads of JaackMate's podcast recently because I like JaackMate. That's no secret. He should come on my fucking podcast. I'm just going to title this like, Dear JaackMate. I'll send him an email. Sure. Just clip this bit. Come on my podcast. I'm not going on yours. Because that's the biggest flex, I think. I won't go on yours, but you can come on mine.
Yeah, sure.
More of a flex, isn't it? But it's so funny because like they have a happy hour Reddit page, and he started reading the Reddit. Every fucking episode about Fail, he mentions like he's like all the people on Reddit are going like this, and it's like it's living rent free in his head. But at the same time, I get what he means though, because I swear that Reddit is some of the people that go on Reddit, they're
How do I word this?
How do I word this without getting cancelled? Some people like go on Reddit just looking to get offended, and they'll do this thing where they have to one up the person's comment before. So like you can read a news article where say someone's just been a little bit of a cunt, right? Yeah. And then top comment might be, oh, this person was a bit of a wanker. And then there'll be a reply chain where each person is one upping until you get to the most like extreme sort of conclusion of that, of someone being like, no, this person is actually Hitler and should go fucking die. Do you know what I mean? It gets that ridiculous. Or even worse than that, I think, is when someone makes a funny comment and then the reply, oh, you know, less funny. Still gets like a, you know, an exhale through the nose, and then there's like 100 replies that it's just getting like unfunnier as it goes on. I was like complaining about Reddit for, oh yeah, Requiem for a Dream. And you know, so seeing what some people had some really really good interpretations of it. I love that. And then some people were just getting a little bit pearl clutchy about it, being like, oh, you know, this movie affected me like so much to a degree where I'm like, oh come on, it didn't really, like, oh, I can never watch this again. I'm gonna watch it again like tomorrow just because like artistically
you kind of know what you're getting into though when you watch it, like you know what it's about.
I mean, it's really grim. It's an incredibly grim and harrowing film, and there's no happy ending, and it's about addiction to a lot of things like media, entertainment, not just heroin. It's about a lot of things, but like you can tell sometimes you can tell who never grew up reading Take a Break, That's Life and Chat. Sometimes you really can.
Truly harrowing like media.
Every week. Oh, my son was addicted to this and that, and then he like killed me, and I'm writing this beyond the grave. Also, holidays for 50p. Let's do this crossword and win a 50 grand car.
It's so dystopian, isn't it?
Exactly.
I remember the headlines would always scare me as a kid when like when I was like in the supermarket with my mum or whatever, and I would just see them on the shelf, and it's like, oh, my husband set me and my children on fire, and I'd be like, oh my god, like that's gonna happen to me one day.
No, right? Like my mum would get those 3 every week, and I would read them every week, and I would actually get a bit scared to go outside because I think I'm going to get killed. And the weird reality is that's probably not going to happen, but at the same time, there's still a likelihood that could happen because that is life, and it is
never zero.
It's unpredictable. But you also have to just like get on. But see, there's no support group for you've read these magazines and you need like a support afterwards. You need someone to tell you, well, you know, there's a likelihood, but you still need to get on with life. You can't live by fear and just stay indoors.
That's not a good business model for them. Like they want people to keep, you know, like being like, oh my god, like
being scared and staying indoors and reading magazines.
Most of the people that are in these kind of magazines are like doing it voluntarily, but when someone who like died as a result of like what happened in it, and then their story is in the Take a Break, like if I die and I end up in like one of those magazines, you better believe I'm coming back to like haunt everyone involved, because that is not what I want my legacy to be.
I'd love that. I'd love to appear.
Really?
Yeah, because it's just trashy, isn't it? I love trashy things.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm just a trashy person.